Hey everybody, wanted to show you guys some cool stuff today on the modern architecture side, and I'm up on one of the roofs. It's a TPO roof, which is a thermoplastic single ply rubberized roof that is heat welded together. We have these floor drains are really common. This house, all of the drains are internal, so they all go through the walls and end up out in the backyard. But these roofs give you an opportunity, and I'm going to show you that over here in a second, where we're doing a lot of floating pedestal mounted porcelain patios, and they're really cool. They're a pretty good solution, and they give you a really neat rooftop terrace or deck area that's not permeable by water. It gives the water an easy drain, and I'll kind of also show you. It rained yesterday, and I got a little clip. I can show you just how well it drains. There's no accumulation of water. It drains basically just as fast as if it was an open roof. So I got a bunch of boxes right here, which are my Bison Pedestals, which I'll show you over here on the other side of the parapet. So as you can see, this roof is just on the other side of a parapet wall from the one I just showed you, but we are installing a floating paver system on a pedestal called the Bison Pedestal. There's a lot of other brands. Bison was kind of like the name, and they come in different heights. Sometimes you'll see them, they even have a PVC spacer, and they'll be floating them a foot off the ground or more. But it's made of multiple components. You've got this spacer that allows you to evenly space your tiles. Then you've got the main body of the pedestal that's adjustable, and then most TPO roofs have about a 1/4 inch per 12 inch, so 1/4 12 slope, and this shim has a 1/4 12 slope. So when we put that on there and orient it down the fall line, it will level it for us, and we don't have to do any fancy shimming. But this piece here will thread up and down. I think they range about 1.5 inches, and so we have one that goes from like 3/4 to 1.75 inches, or maybe 2 inches. Then we have one that goes from 1.75 inches up to 3.5. We have 3 different ones to catch all of the different heights that we need, and we actually have 3 of these patios on this job. This is the biggest one. This is the one I wanted to show everybody. And the other component are the 2-centimeter porcelain pavers. And you can see other videos around where you have people driving over them when they're just supported on the ends. They have a ton of tensile strength. You really don't have to worry about putting weight on these things. They're not going to break. They easily span the distance. They're pretty heavy. They do have an uplift system if you're going to be in a situation where we're behind this parapet. We're not overly worried about wind and uplift, but they do have a stainless steel pan that you can put them in, but we didn't need to in this application. But one of the other hidden gems that I like about this system, if you have a normal deck, obviously water goes through and underneath is not waterproof unless you do something, but you have a waterproof area underneath this deck. But the other cool thing is we can run any of our low voltage speaker wire, lighting wire under this, easily access it, and we're even going to, because this is all rain screen, we have rain screen all the way to the ground, we're going to run our drip irrigators up here to water plants, and you won't even see the irrigation lines. They will be completely hidden behind the walls and under the floor. And I'll also show you, so as all we do, you can come over here, I think we have 3 drains under this floor, and I think we got one right here, if I can get it up. There we go. Yeah, so as all we do is we take the lid off of the typical TPO drain. Water, I'll show you right now what the water looks like running when it's really raining, and it doesn't even stand because all the grout lines are left empty. They're just spaced with with those Bison spacers. And the water can flow down at, I don't know, tons of gallons a minute, so it never really builds up, doesn't puddle. So you can see here, I took the opportunity the other day when it was raining buckets. I think we got about 2 inches this day, and obviously the water is draining off just as fast as it's coming down. The roof really does, or the tiles don't really obstruct the water because of all the grout lines that are open. They let the water go really easily. And when we started this project, I was worried that those drains could become clogged up. And so as a insurance policy, right there on that corner, we have a through-wall scupper, which is another typical way to drain a TPO roof that comes out behind the Ipe rain screen on the other side of that wall. So if all 3 were somehow crazily to be clogged up and the water was backing up before it could get to our door height in the house, it would have a scupper to drain through about 2 inches below that. So pretty safe situation, and the owners love it. So now you can see how good it works, like, you know, while it's raining and everything else. But the other thing that you don't think about is normally if you have a tile terrace or a tile patio and you don't have a system like this, you have to slope the tile in one way, shape, or form, either to a center drain or off to one side. So when you put your furniture out here, you have a rocking table or the chairs sit kind of uneven, and this is dead level, so you don't have any of that. And so that's one thing. And right now, I know I keep harking on, I kind of got a war on lumber because I think it's just a mess right now. But treated lumber is obviously super expensive. It's hard to come by. And with this, you've got a wood substructure, but it's a typical, like, this is I-joist under here, TGIs and then Advantech. So it's like a floor in your house, which is cheaper than a deck normally. Everything's high right now. But then the TPO is not terrible. So this is actually a pretty cool option as a big upgrade to a regular deck. Obviously, it's probably still more than a deck, but again, right now with lumber being so out of whack and treated being up high, this is something you could explore, especially if you got an upper level deck. I mean, we're 30 feet off the ground from the backyard here, and it's pretty cool, you know. And we're gonna have a lot of interesting lighting, and like I said, we can run all of the light wire, the LED, the low voltage under this, so it's really cool. Before we go, I'll take you inside real quick, show you a cable rail we're working on, because that'll be like one of next week's videos. I think we're finally going to get the pool video done. I've heard the well driller is on site, so, you know, only a few weeks late, but we will get you that video on a cool ICF vinyl liner. But just wanted to show you this because by the end of this week, this will all be covered up and you'd have to imagine it. So I will see you guys next time. Thought I'd take you inside real quick because another non-ICF video. We've got a couple more ICF videos coming soon, but more of an architectural feature is cable rail. And we're going to show you a lot of the cable rail you see online anymore has turnbuckles and a bunch of ugly hardware. We've got the sleekest hardware down here. It's almost ready for paint. Hopefully he gets it painted first of this week. And by the end of this week, I'll have this video coming to you as well. So if you are interested in cable rail and you want to see that video, click subscribe and hit the little bell icon so it alerts you when that video pops. And I will see you guys next week.